Norwegian. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Norwegian. Back in your heart. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Bon Jim. Norwegian. Back in your heart. Spanish old. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Bon Jim. Norwegian. Back in your heart. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Bon Jim. Back Norwegian. Back in your heart. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Norwegian. Back in your heart. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Bon Jim. Norwegian. Back in your heart. Spanish old. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Bon Jim. Norwegian. Back in your heart. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Bon Jim. Back Norwegian. Back in your heart. Good my Norwegian. And I see us. Roll the red hot gates.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another DARACHAT. My name is Daramouthe, or Dara for short, because some people, I'm sorry to say, still can't say Daramouthe, right? They say Daramouthe, and I feel a little sorry for them, but life goes on. Anyway, hello, everyone. I am, of course, here with the absolute. It's been a while, but the absolute MasculineCargo. Is it? Are you really masculine? I forgot to ask that question last time.
Semi sort of. I'm not that muscular, but I am a guy. So
That's for you. That's when you have a no muscle here, still a guy. Yeah, because I'd be like, okay, I hope I'm talking to, because I've seen some people use those voice changers, and yeah, it's kind of, it can get, you could tell. I mean, to some of them you could tell, but I don't know, man. Some of them are like, I need to see your face to make sure.
right.
So, but anyway, how you been?
I've been okay. A little shaky start to 2025, but been doing okay.
Well, I mean, you didn't catch on fire, did you?
No. My father passed away.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah. No problem.
No, has been I know a lot of people are, celebrities and stuff when they pass and all that. They kind of make a big deal on that regard, which is, to some degree, rightly understandable. But I mean, when it comes to family, it's not something you can, get back. So, trying to tell people, like, that doesn't matter if it's a celebrity, that's gonna happen to us someday anyway. So don't, wishy-washy it, because otherwise you don't get a second chance, unfortunately.
That's it.
But yeah, so that's kind of rough. But what else you been up to past that?
Well, trying to, make videos when I can. Right now I'm in between job opportunities, so maybe
Nice,
I'll be making more videos soon,
nice,
doing some more live streams.
nice. Yeah, I think
I can't get my
I
camera to work.
what?
I can't get my camera to work.
Oh, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the camera you want, and then you'll refresh the page, and then you'll once you refresh the page, you'll try to click on that camera again, the one you want.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Just give me 1 second.
A Kismet. Woo! Nice. Oops. I'm gonna change the. There we go.
Right there.
No, I'm not seeing you. There
Yep.
we go. Oh my goodness. For a second there, I almost got confused. You look like Lumpy when it was a little darker. So let's
Hello,
go.
everyone.
Hey, you doing, Kismet? Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is, I use the Brave browser, and I'm using the. They just came out with a split screen. So if you guys wanna, thank you, Big Potato. If you guys wanna see what I'm saying, right, just to kind of give you an idea. Entire screen. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
So I now have Rumble Studio on the left side, and I have Rumble on the right. So with Brave browser, I can now split my screen between two different things, and you'd be watching me, or I could be watching you. So there's that. But they just put that up. Something about it today. Yeah,
Okay.
me too. Yeah, and I was just like, I'm gonna try it today, see how well it works, and it's working pretty well. I
All right.
can see all the delay and stuff, so there's that. But I just figured I'd try it out, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my YouTube is still on the other end, but it is what it is. But no, that's great because for job wise, so I mean, I remember when I at one point for like I think 2 weeks I had 4 jobs running because I was in transition from 2 jobs to another 2 jobs,
Okay.
and um of course, thankfully, the schedule worked out, and I was able to go through it pretty well. But at the end of the day, it's not fun when you tell somebody you have four you have 4 jobs because it's not always fun.
No. No.
No,
But
goodness,
you do. You could do what you got to do. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, my job right now it's full time, and it pays well. But I know a lot of people. Um, they either part time or whatever. Especially within the content creator field, a lot of them go into it full time, sort of thing. I get it. But for me, I can't. There is nothing within the content creator field that justifies going into it full time
No.
at
For
all.
sure. No.
Because if I don't know if you've ever worked like any food like waiter or delivery driver or whatever.
I worked in a fast food restaurant for 2 days.
2 days. What happened?
Let's just say there was some shenanigans going on the cutting table in the basement. So
Oh, come on.
not very sanitary. So I just went, you know what?
Oh,
I'm
come
out of here.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I can't believe.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I mean, I can believe it, but it's still ugh.
Yeah. A
Some
place
people
called Billy K's. I don't know.
really case.
Yeah.
Was it like an Italian restaurant? What kind of restaurant was it?
Well, it's kind of like I guess a knockoff, like McDonald's almost. It was
Oh,
like
okay.
it was big in Ontario at the time. This was like the early 2000s, so
Hmm.
I was in my 20s then. So
I've never been to Canada, so I can't say.
ah,
Um, but I mean, if you're that was fast food, so they don't have tips. But like a Panera Bread, I know in America they do tips now. Starbucks, obviously, they do tips. If anyone's ever worked for a job that has tips involved, it's sort of content creation is sort of that.
yeah,
Unless you're like well-to-do or stuff like that.
you have a decent following that
Yeah, well, even that fluctuates because it's funny because you could have like whatever what is it, whatever PewDiePie has, right? Like over 100 million followers. Not all of them watch his stuff,
Yeah.
right? You have 100 million followers, you may get only a couple million out of that watching, and it's like having a bunch of followers does not equate views, which is with the ad stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, but like what I mean is like for like live streaming. Say like if you're on Twitch, you get your bits and stuff like that, and gift memberships.
Hey, Slider Pie. Yeah, it's just one of those weird things where it's like I would not. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how big you get. Never rely on it for full of it because it can go. It
Yeah,
can go
that's
like
it.
oh well, even a regular job too. It can go too, right? Like your business is laid off and all that stuff. But
That's it.
it's a for me it's a tragedy when you see people rely on um rely on one thing as their whole
Or
countenance when it's like
yeah, they're banking on that one thing that's going to sustain them for the rest of their yeah.
I mean
Nope.
I
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Never do that. Nope.
no, not even with content creation. And I get it, and for me I get it. You know, if you want to choose a platform, be on it, all this stuff. That's what you've seen with a lot of YouTubers. But at the end of the day, YouTube has shown that it's not to be trusted.
Oh, that's for sure.
Actually, all of them are shown to be not be trusted, but I don't care what anyone says, because a platform is there to make money off of what you make.
Yeah.
So they're not really, it's free to stream to YouTube, all Twitch, all these places. Well, I'm sorry, if you use a like Restream or StreamYard, it's not free per se,
Yeah.
but
Why is my camera cooking?
your camera camera's
Yeah.
just like it won't
All right.
stay.
All right, I don't have my. I'm missing a tooth, so I don't have my
No,
false tooth in. So
all right, false teeth, real teeth. At the end of the day,
well, it's this one I'm missing. That's all. I saw a YouTuber like that too. He's
Yeah.
missing one. But
It's probably got that gold tooth knocked out of him. It's like 1-2 punch.
But he always jokes around about it, not saying no. He puts in his false tooth and that. He's like, see, I'm having all my teeth. What are you talking about? And then next scene, you see him, he takes it back out again.
Magic! Ooh!
Reminds me of a hockey player. You
Mm,
ever seen that show, Shorzy?
I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Shorzy.
Yeah, that's a real Canadian show. Yeah.
I think the only Canadian show I've ever seen was the well, there's probably been a lot more because they never tell you, right? Because a lot of TV shows they film in Vancouver, I believe,
Yeah.
or a big chunk of them. I think Supernatural filmed in there. I'm pretty sure Smallville may have.
Smallville did.
Smallville,
Yeah.
all those.
The house is a big tourist attraction.
Really?
Yep.
Like even like the farm and stuff that they have, that big wow.
Yeah,
She's not a surprise though. But yeah, I mean, it just all these shows usually have a pinpoint of being in Canada, but the issue is they never tell you it's in Canada until you find out later. Like, oh, it's
filmed on location. Yeah.
filmed on location. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason I heard was that they film in Canada is because the health insurance is cheaper or something like that, or the taxes, something like that. One or the other.
Yeah.
But
Well, for Americans to film here, it's cheaper for them.
Yeah.
Because our dollar's worth crap. Right. Like I think it's like 69 cents to the US dollar.
Actually, you know what? We can look that up for one second. USD to CAD, I think it is.
Yeah, CAD. Yeah.
It's actually $1 to 1.43 for Canadian dollar. So I don't know what that means. That's what
I know our dollar's a lot lower than yours, so it would be cheaper for you guys to come here to buy stuff and then go back. See, back in the 90s, it used to be the other way around.
Oh, okay.
It used to be cheaper for us to go to the States, buy a whole bunch of groceries, come back over the border.
Still not like it's compared to the Japanese yen. Well, understandable.
Yeah.
But I mean, with all the stuff going on right now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people's
or like the Filipino peso too.
We got the Mexican peso. We got
the peso in the Philippines as well. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, even Canadians can live like kings on vacation there. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. except they kind of have to deal with their own government too. So there's that.
Yeah.
Um, but no, there was actually. It's funny because there was a YouTuber I was watching. It's like a detailer, a car detailer. I can't remember what his name is, but he just details like all different sorts of vehicles, and he lives in Canada too, obviously. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, it's like the car detail geek, some manner of wording, but there's that too. But there's been a lot of what is it, actors,
Yeah.
from
Ryan Reynolds.
obviously
Yeah.
Michael Cera, I believe, is from there.
Yeah.
Um, who else? I'm trying to think. Well, it's gonna be there's a bunch of them, but I can't figure any more off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
it's an interesting.
Mike
it's a,
Mike Mike Myers. Mike Myers
oh,
from
that's right.
SNL. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Now he looks
Uh,
like an old grandma with his white hair.
if he tried to play Austin Powers again, it just look awful.
Oh yeah.
It would look horrible. Grandma Myers, that's what people should call him. It's like, hey, look, it's Grandma Myers. And you're like,
Yeah. That's it.
oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it's a very interesting thing with us, because Canada and the United States are part of the North America, obviously the continent part. You have North
Right.
America, South America, and all those. And then and then the funnier part is that we have our state up there in Alaska, but we're very separated by the statehood, I guess, of Canada. I don't know what you call it,
Yeah.
country. But we're separated by that big chunk, and it's always interesting when you hear talk of uh, uh, Canada becoming or the
51st state.
yeah 51st state.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know if it can be called a state. It's too big.
Yeah.
Too big for that. But I don't
If
think.
if if he was really to do it though, you'd be better to chop it up in 4 different states. You
How
know?
would you do like squares or something like that? How would you do it?
Yeah, exactly. Like keep like Alberta and that one state,
Uh,
Quebec and Ontario another.
mm, yeah, because the majority of Canadians, as far as I know, live across the border.
Yeah.
Just because of I mean it's not much. Canada is there's only so much that can be used for what's the term, agriculture. That's right.
Yeah.
Because the farther north you go, the colder it gets and all that stuff.
Right.
Um,
And
but
the more
yeah,
trees and stuff, and the harder it is to
yep,
live off the land.
yep.
Yeah.
Now you just go out there digging for gold if you want to. Maybe I don't know.
Try.
Yeah, that is true. You can try. But no, that'd be interesting because my thought was if that was ever going to be a thing, it would in turn finally put us to be able to be connected to Alaska, right? Because
Yeah.
Alaska by itself, separated by
And
Canada.
have the Canada and the United States forces protect that land from Russia and China.
Well, yeah, well, and that too is just a lot of other stuff like being able to finally because you have to go to get to Alaska, you either fly over or drive through, but you have to have a uh, uh, um, passport to get through Canada to get to Alaska.
Exactly.
You'd make that part right there that leads to Alaska part of the United States. Boom, no more no more passport. Oh, thank you, Slady Pie. I appreciate it.
That's what I was saying to Geek. I said that would be amazing, if we did become the 51st state. It's like now I don't need a passport if we want to do a Rumble meetup.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly, because Rumble has their station up there in Canada. I don't know where in Canada, but
I
I
think
know it's
Toronto.
Toronto. Well,
Yeah.
that's not a surprise there. It's Vancouver or Toronto, one or the other. There you go. Study pie, just for you. Um, but yeah, it would be interesting because then you'd at least have that connectivity without passport because I know that's always a hindrance for like how far you have to go to get a passport. You You have to go
That's
through the
it.
hoops and all that stuff, and it's just like I just like to get this little piece of paper that says I am who I am, and I can cross the border.
Yeah, because like back in the day, before September 11th, we used to be able to go like, go up to the American border. I'm Canadian. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, no problem. Now you need a special paper, passport, everything, just to go across the border.
Jeez,
It's
that's
ridiculous.
yeah. Well, not only that, but there's another lady I've talked to, um, Vax, who lives in Canada, and I believe she and her husband are trying to move down to Florida, but she can't leave because of or she's out. She can't leave yet because of that whole COVID stuff.
Okay,
Um,
really? Still?
as far as I remember her saying, yes. Um, there goes my pen. Jeez, my pen leaked on me. But yeah, as far as I remember, that's what she said. So I don't know if it's still true or now or not, because I do remember she was trying to get, because she's married to her husband, and they were trying to get at least down to live in America, because all the stuff up there in Canada.
There's a lot of people that come from here to go to Florida. A lot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we call them
Which is
snowbirds.
snow. Oh, because they want to go from the cold to warm.
Exactly.
We could just call them Canadian geese because they go down there every year.
Yeah, that's it. They follow the flock. Yeah.
They all like well, and it's understandable too, because I can imagine during winter that it's very comfortable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because like even now, right now we are about to get 5 or 10 centimeters worth of snow.
Oh,
I made a
damn.
couple of videos earlier today about it.
Yeah, like right now it's still chilly, but it's above freezing for
Okay.
us. So it does
What's freezing in Fahrenheit? 37?
32.
32? Okay.
Yes. So I think that's 0 in Celsius.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
I'm
like right now we have -4. So
yeah, you're so that would make you 20ish in our Fahrenheit.
yeah, exactly.
20ish. See, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, guys. I'm learning. I'm not doing the math anymore. I'm just taking from bits and pieces. Like, okay, so that should put you, because I mean, once you learn the scale of it, right? Like, here's your freezing, here's your boiling point. Okay, so what's this? And then you kind of, you'll sooner or later you just kind of get, if it's, you don't need to do that mathematical conversion anymore. It's just if you hear
Yeah.
that number, it equates to that number or close to, and you're like, it's 37.
Yeah.
Miss.
That's the thing. I watch a lot of American YouTubers, so they always like, it's like, oh, well, 32 Fahrenheit, da, 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 and it's like, for you Celsius people, it's this,
Well, and it's funny too, because I had a gentleman on who actually lives in Canada, but he's a cabinet maker with his dad, and they do business with America. And
Right.
so I was talking to him about about that sort of thing, like the conversion of Celsius and Fahrenheit and all stuff. And he's like, we just use that. We just use the imperial. Because a majority of the world uses the metrics and Celsius and all that stuff. But we're like over here, like, yeah. So
Yeah. Well, it's like when I measure stuff for woodworking, I still use inches and that. See, it's just easier.
mm, yeah, because I mean,
It
it's
depends how you're taught too.
that is true. That is true. It's sort of like a stubborn thing, right? Because that's the way with the English language, because a lot of people are sort of, if you want to deal with an American, you sort of have to learn how to use the language. It's sort of it's sort of unbalanced in a way, because it's more of other people learning to speak English in order to speak to us, rather than we trying to speak other languages of the world
That's
in
it.
that sense. So it's sort of this weird thing where it's like 90% English and everything else sort of like in the 10% range. Is like, yeah, you need to change your language.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I haven't gotten my I've not gone out of the United States, so I've never had to go for my passport. Um, but I imagine if I wanted to, but it almost feels like there's not really
An
it almost,
incentive.
well, yeah, it's not really like there's an incentive to go out there, because one of part of his language barrier, obviously. Two is you hear all the horror stories, right? Like, you can go to France and get pickpocketed right off the street.
True.
Um, and all, of course, what's going on in the UK and all other stuff. So you kind of like there's not much of an incentive, and you guys really can't. I mean, they really can't defend themselves as we can, even though we get hogtied too. But still,
Yeah, but you guys have a lot more freedom than what we do here in Canada. Trust me.
yeah. Well, no, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Trudeau thing didn't show you about that, then I don't know what will. So
No, but like if someone breaks into your house, you have the right to shoot them. You know,
yeah. But
if
some states do. Some there are probably one or two states where they don't.
depending on the states that
Yes, depending
depending
on the
on the
states.
state.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
But like here, if we do that, now you're charged. You can't
That's
even defend yourself really. If you try to
that,
hit someone back and they get hurt or split their head open on the sidewalk or something, you'll get charged with assault.
that's just stupid. Especially when someone's trying to rob you of whatever you have. It's just like, come on.
Yeah,
It's dumb. It's
yeah,
really dumb. But I mean,
ridiculous.
I guess that kind of shows uh, the big difference of the rest of the world versus what, because I mean it's a codification basically of the rules, right? We have a codification of the rules where in the rules it states we have the freedom to speak out in the open just based upon the rules. Of course, you can go by state and there's other different things, but you can speak as you want peacefully, and then you can be able to defend yourself. And other countries, they just don't have that, which is a sad point to itself, especially when you look at the UK, and they're just a bunch of people just kind of like sitting ducks in their own country.
Yeah,
Feels like
exactly.
that. And then when you have something like Canada, who majority of their population is living to the border of that remark, and they can't really do much with like going higher up, it's sort of that it's sort of sort of like a limited living space,
Yeah,
basically.
that's it. It's like here
You,
where I live, like near Quebec, and that it's always like the French or hardcore. Like you have to speak French if you're an anglophone in Quebec. Life is going to be super difficult for you.
jeez, I guess they sound a bit like us in that regard.
Yeah. But then you go up to like out west to like Alberta and that, like if Mark Carney wins
Mm,
being prime minister, I'm pretty sure Alberta's going to separate from the rest of Canada and join the United States.
wow, that's interesting. Now, where there's one that starts with an S. Is it
Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan? That's one. That's where is that at on the? If you don't know, don't say.
No, I don't know. No, I couldn't point to it on a map.
Yeah.
I went to public school, so they didn't teach us that.
Look, kids, we're only going to teach you about the things when tax time comes. You pay. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. No, not even that. Not even that.
Jeez, ow, jeez,
Yeah,
man. I can't. And where?
yeah.
It's all the government part is in Toronto, isn't it, or is
Ontario, Ottawa.
Ontario? Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
The Parliament is in Ottawa.
Parliament is on Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you know your country's a little behind, when they're still a parliament based sort of thing.
Well, it's based off England. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's true, and we can see what's already happening with England in its own right. But I'm not going to sit here and say we're any better either, because we have our own issues with our own government. So there's that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always interesting to kind of see the differences and stuff. But it also kind of shows you um, how well you have it home, because again, you have the codification of rules that other countries do not. You can't go to the UK and speak as freely as you want versus the US,
That's it.
because I mean, what they're trying to do, like those camera, what was it, there's like these camera things they have supposed to be watching the cars, and then they're trying to get them for like environmental gas stuff or whatever. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, yeah. For the emissions or whatever.
Yes, that's right. Those for like these cameras they'd have up there, and
Yeah.
then and of course there were like news of people like cutting them down or whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you could
yeah. They
have
see
'em-
the oh, I forgot what they were. It was a specific name they called them.
yeah,
And you see them there with their hacksaws and that climbing up on the posts there and signing them off. And that. like, why are
Yep.
you guys filming yourselves doing that? You know, it's like, are you crazy?
Yeah, and those things cost probably
And then they
hundreds.
rent out like a storage locker, and they throw
Yeah.
all the cut off cameras in there. They
But
don't pay the bill. The cops go and investigate. Like, okay, well, let's see what's in there. You know, maybe it's a stolen car or something. Open it up, and here's all these cameras just cut down. You know, all nicely stacked up inside the storage unit. They're like, what the hell? Oh,
that's like that's one of those things like, so that's where they all went. Well,
yeah, that's it. Or like in
no,
Minnesota, you got the people stealing all the copper wire.
well, that's not just in Minnesota. That's pretty much anywhere though,
Yeah,
because copper was. If so, people don't know. In the United States, we have these scrap places where we take scrap metal and people get money per net gross poundage, whatever it was.
and copper
And
is worth a lot right now.
oh, copper's always worth a lot. As
Yeah,
far as I've known, copper is always worth a lot. But you get to the construction sites, old home demolition homes. If you leave anything copper lying around, those people will take it.
yeah.
Right? There are people in the United States who actually do that as their sort of job, where they go around and they just collect metal. People getting rid of refrigerators and stuff, they just collect that and they just take that because they get paid per pound. It's not like you'd have to get tons of weight of metal to get paid a lot of money, and they just do that. They keep going. They go take it in, go out, all
Well,
that
it's like
stuff.
every Friday night I watch like Live on Patrol,
Yeah.
and it's two cops there that do their tour there of Minnesota, the Twin
Yeah.
Cities,
Mm.
and you see like all street blocks completely black
Oh,
because they steal the copper wire right out of the street lights.
I
And you see the
remember.
guy just wheeling it up and that, putting in his backpack, and he takes off towards the park, and they're driving to the park trying to find him.
Yeah,
know?
there was a story about a bridge that all the lights on the bridge were just gone. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
just gone because
They stripped it. Yeah.
they stripped it. Yeah, but no, I think that was in California. I think that was where it was. That was in California because of all the stuff California does.
Yeah. What's the name of that bridge there that they always that they just built? And it cost them like what, almost $1 billion in that, and they keep doing the street racing on it.
Oh
The
no,
the bridge takeover.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
they
I
used to have like fancy lights and everything on it.
um New Bridge, California. That's how I'm gonna have to do this.
Oh, my mouse.
Close to okay. So they say the old. Oh, is it much?
It's a
Okay.
big fancy bridge. I know that.
It's 2020. Finally finding his own postcard bridge, 1.4 billion landmark in Long Beach. I'm guessing that's what they mean.
Mm.
Um,
Possibly. Well, I say
hold on.
new. It's probably like 2 or 3 years old, but
This one is like
newer.
this is like from 2020. So let me bring it up so you can see that. Okay. All right. So this is the bridge right here. Oh, I don't care. Okay. This is the bridge right here. This wiry one, and Jafalco has revealed the new Gerald Desmond Bridge in Long Beach.
No, it's not the suspension bridge. It's one that has like special arches and everything else on it.
Special arches.
Yeah.
New bridge, California. Special arches. Because I don't know myself.
Yeah, that's it. And they do like street takeovers on that bridge.
Is it Bixby? No, that's old. It has to be a new bridge. Has to be
Anyone in the chat know?
yeah. Because the only thing I'm getting is the Gerald Desmond Bridge, which was open in. Oh, you know what? Probably the bridge. I got the bridge lights out cable. It's probably the one. State Bridge, no.
Golden Gate Bridge, Colorado Bridge.
Oh, I gotta. California. Copper thieves. There we go. That's the one. Bridge lights out. That's the one. I'll
Yep, that's her. Yep.
oh. So 6th Street Bridge in Los
6th Street
Angeles.
Bridge. That's
Yep.
it.
Yep.
6th Street.
6th Street Bridge.
Good detective skills there, Daramouthe.
I tried. Well, we did talk about the bridge going out. So it says the 6th Street Bridge in Los Angeles. So it's in Los Angeles, but that's still
Yeah.
California.
It's still California. Yeah.
Yeah. Also known as the Ribbon of Light, has lost a significant portion of its illumination due to copper wire theft. About a third of the bridge's lights are inoperable as a result of the theft, with copper wires being stolen and utility boxes being forced open. Wow, these people are strong.
Oh, yeah.
The Bay Bridge in San Francisco also experienced a period without lights, but it has been relit. The Bay Bridge lights were turned off on March 5th, 2023, but an $11 million fundraising effort has allowed the lights returned. Both bridges have faced challenges with maintaining their lighting systems due to theft and harsh conditions they are exposed to. So this is the bridge right here you're talking about.
Yeah. That's the one that do street takeovers and that. You see the people, they walk up the arches, they take photos and that. You've actually had some people fall off of them.
Jeez. So 6th Street Bridge lights.
6th Street Bridge. That's it.
6th Street Bridge. Yeah, that's now we know. But yeah. That's just.
Oh, yeah, the copper wire theft is out of control. Like even here sometimes.
Oh, really? In Canada?
Oh yeah. Not as hardcore like where I live, but there are places like downtown and stuff like that.
Is it mostly construction sites or bridges as well?
Well, the bridges and the metro system. Believe it or not.
Oh,
yeah.
Ow! Jeez. Let me just take all them lights from your.
It's like, oh, the blue line's down. How come? Oh, someone stole all the copper wire. What?
So you say I can't get home?
We'll take a shuttle bus. So you have to take above ground. Yeah.
So much for. I wonder if that's the way it happens in New York too, because they have a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
and they're always breaking. Well.
Oh goodness. Well, the funniest thing is that New York is built on a marshland. All of it's built on the marshland. When you build your sort of island on a marshland, don't come crying to me when you don't understand why there's water. It's more you have to pump your water out almost every day.
That's it.
It's
well,
like
there's some parts of even Los Angeles that are sinking.
Really? Well, I'm not even going to look it up again.
Sorry.
Well, I just gotta.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, but this is what I do when I get bored on the weekend. Is I'll research all this stuff.
Los Angeles sinking.
Yeah. Like I'll see someone make a YouTube video on something saying like, "Oh, look at the street, just sunk like 20 feet." It's like, what happened there?
Hey.
I think it has something to do with the San Andreas fault or something. I don't know.
Thank you, Nora. I appreciate it. Always one of the greats. Always one of the greats. Anyway, I've got that up. Let's see what it says. Oh,
you got a $2 Rumble rant.
Yes, that was from Slidey Pie. Thank you, Slidey Pie.
Yeah.
Los Angeles sinking. Scientists have found evidence that major earthquakes on nearby faults to Los Angeles could cause abrupt sinking of the land, potentially below sea level. 3 quakes over the last 2,000 years made ground just outside Los Angeles city limits sink as much as 3 feet. This could result in the area ending up at or below. Well, hello, they've done movies about California sinking into the ocean.
That's it.
I mean, at one point are you going to get the hint that maybe it's not climate change, it's Mother
Nature reclaiming its land.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Neil.
You built too much on her, and she doesn't like it.
Well, I mean, they're like right there with the San Andreas fault. All it takes is one hit, and it's just gonna right
and
down.
We don't have Christopher Reeve this time to repair it like he did in Superman 1.
He does that loud yelling. He goes back in time. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, it's just insane when people think that living, and it's not going to be the whole of California. It's just going to be a certain section of California that's sinking in. Because I mean, I don't remember what is the San Andreas fault.
Oh boy, yeah.
There we go.
Well, that was easy. That came up fast.
If you remember how to spell it. It's continental lateral strike slip transform fault that extends 1,200 kilometers or 750 miles through the U.S. state of California. Forms part of the tectonic boundary between the Pacific Plate and North American Plate. Ooh, wow.
Oh, so
So,
that means it goes all the way up through Alberta.
yeah. Well, okay. This red line here shows where the San Andreas fault. So pretty much this portion of California, if that got hit,
Yeah.
would
Uh,
sink below the waves.
yeah.
That's insane. Because I mean, you can see. Of course, this is trying to show where the tectonic plate is too, right? This
Yeah,
red
that's where the
line.
two tectonic plates are. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
think
staying
it's
for
like it goes one over or something like that.
slowly, very
Yeah,
slowly,
yeah.
very slowly.
Well, because you got some that like knock together and shift like
Yeah,
left to right. Yeah.
yeah. The
And you
pretty
got
much
others that go up and down. Yeah.
yeah. The whole surface of the Earth is covered by huge pieces of mantle, and all they're doing is knocking and rubbing each other. But they're going at it so slow that we don't notice, other
Yeah.
than when an earthquake happens.
Yeah.
Um,
When they get stuck. Yeah.
yeah, when they please Lord, don't let it happen again. But no, people who live on this part of California, you live on that part. That's your fault.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's I don't get it.
It's like the people that live in Tornado Alley. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
showing
they always show you like when they do like oh my god the wind and everything else. You never see an old person on the camera. It's always some young person that just moved there and went, oh, I had no idea. You know?
yeah. Okay,
Meanwhile,
so
the old people are like, okay, well, time to rebuild again. You know,
how much does that cost you this year? Over $100,000. Holy snap!
it's like, well, we ain't moving until the insurance says they're not paying. Yeah,
I would say start building your home underground. Maybe that would work better. Jeez.
that's an
Um,
idea.
yeah. Well, the only problem is flooding, but then again, I'm pretty sure people can get around that.
Oh yeah.
Um, but this I think this rock showing the San Andreas Fault in
Huh.
San Mateo County, um,
Interesting.
62% San Francisco Bay region earthquake probability probably for one or more magnitude 6.7 or greater earthquakes from 2003 to 2032. This result incorporates 14% odds of quakes not on shown faults. Because again, this is the San Andreas. And there's a few other faults here, but at the end of
Right.
the day, the San Andreas like cuts through this part here, and yeah, that's insane. So
It's a whole new,
yeah. Oh, I
whole
see.
new
So
West
this,
Coast.
yep. She's out.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That would, what? Forget about all the taxes and stuff. That alone would just say no. I don't
Yeah.
care how warm it is. I ain't moving to a place that's more earthquake prone than anything else. I think it should be left alone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Put some military base people there, and then just leave it at that. Um, but yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Just leave some naval ships nearby so they can evacuate quickly. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There's it. Yeah. That's the picture they use in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Carizo plane. But I mean, just look at that. Look
Yeah.
how it looks like a split. It's like one step away from splitting down the middle, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Crazy. Yeah. I would love to go visit there one time.
Yeah. I just don't fall into the cracks.
Yeah. That's it.
Don't fall.
Yeah, just bring some marshmallows so you can roast them when you get down to the bottom.
Ooh, it's getting a little tall. You'll probably be dead before you get there, though.
Exactly. Yeah, the pressure will probably kill you for sure. Yeah,
Well, not only that, but you might hit a ledge or something, and just, jeez.
yeah, that's true. It's not one of those bottomless pits. Yeah.
Yeah, nope. There's
Unfortunately.
definitely a bottom, and it's either gonna be hot magma or it's gonna be something else.
Exactly.
You're gonna find out which one. But no, that's just ridiculous. It's like people live over there because of all the stuff, because all the stuff it can do, the warm weather, all this stuff. Yeah, it's like you guys know you're living like on a piece of land that could, part of it can just slip right underneath the ocean and all your homes go. This is worse than a hurricane because
Yeah.
you can't build back. You
That's
can't
it.
build back. You're done. You're done. Oh my goodness.
And you guys thought the fires were bad? Wait,
Yeah, you had those fires not too long. You had those fires like last year, I believe.
Yeah.
you just whole what was it like the whole forest line or something was just on fire?
Pretty much, yeah.
Jeez.
I can't remember how many hectares were gone, burnt down, but that's because of poor forest management. So
That's what happens. It sounds like what
for
Cal.
10 years, we had no fires and that. They were record lows and all that. So they said, well, you know what? We'll cut the funding.
Mm. Yeah.
So we'll stop paying so much for all that prevents the fires. And the next thing you know, the very next year, major forest fire.
So what you're saying is we take away the money that helps prevent forest fires? Isn't that the opposite of what Smokey said?
Exactly.
You can prevent forest fires.
No, the government's there like, how can we save some money? Hey, we haven't had forest fires in a couple of years. Why don't we cut the funding for the fire department?
I just I I want to know who's the bright idea just says, the first thing that should go is the thing that's going to keep people safe from a burning
Exactly.
fire. The first- and then you just have a bunch of people making videos like, "Oh, our house is burning down."
Well,
It's
yeah.
just like the government did that to you. I don't know what more you want.
What was it? Jasper in out west, I think it was the Jasper Forest
You talking
got burnt
about
down for the forest fire net because they had like a tree beetle or that was killing the trees. So you had all those dead trees
oh yeah.
just sitting there. So it was this like a tinderbox, All you
Yeah.
need was one lightning strike or whatever, or a random cigarette.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing too. Is like there was one. I remember there was a fire in California once,
Mm.
and it was set off. I don't remember if it's true or not, but I remember it was set off by a gender reveal.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna have to look it up now. California. I swear.
What, they lit off some fireworks or something, and
Gender reveal. Forest fire.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, it'll be one day I'll never forget. That's for sure. That's real.
2020. Okay, it's 2020. Okay, I'm letting it load. Okay. Okay.
2020. So during the
2020.
pandemic.
Oh yeah. Yep. All right. Here we go. So a let me get into that bit because I know you do see more. A gender reveal party in Yucaipa, California on September 5th, 2020 sparked the El Dorado fire when smoke bomb used during the event ignited dry grass under extreme weather conditions. The fire burned over 23,000 acres, destroyed 5
Wow.
homes, and forced evacuations in San Bernardino National Forest area. Tragically, firefighter Charlie Morton, a 39-year-old squad boss with the Big Bear interagency hotshot crew, died while battling the blaze.
Wow.
Refugio Manuel Jimenez Jr. and Angela Renee Jimenez were charged with involuntary manslaughter and other counts related to the fire. In February 2024, Refugio Jimenez Jr. pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 1 year in jail, 2 years of probation, and 200 hours of community service. The Jimenez family was ordered to pay $1.8 million in restitution to victims. The case highlights the severe consequence of reckless behavior during extreme weather conditions and the impact of. I don't want to read that last part, but
Yeah. That's YouTube thing, yeah.
yeah, I just don't care regardless. But it goes to show you that a gender reveal caused a forest fire, a smoke bomb of all.
Yeah. They're nothing but trouble, those things, eh?
Oh
You
god.
got people getting hit with like a piñata, you got other people there
Yeah.
almost burning down their houses or hitting power lines with the balloons. And
Look.
power line one though was cool though because I never seen that happen before. Oh. The whole street goes black. It's like whoops.
What was it, like a balloon hit a power line or what happened?
Yeah. Because the daughter cut the string instead of the balloon, like didn't pop the balloon, so she cut the string, so the balloon went flying up and hit the power line.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And it took the power out long. Oh god.
Oh yeah. Well, he glitched it out. Yeah, but
Oh, what?
you see all the people like and they're all running away.
Tell
Yeah,
your
at first,
daughter to.
yeah, at first they were upset with the girl because she was supposed to pop the balloon with the scissors, but she went and cut the cord instead.
Oh.
She's like, I got it. And there goes the balloon. And all of a sudden, and that's it. No, everything goes out. They're all standing there in the dark going,
Look, Johnson, we're gonna have to let you know your daughter cannot have balloons anymore. We knew it was an accident,
yeah.
but you may want to keep balloons away from her. You just think of the kid who has to deal with that, right? Like, it's your fault, and all of a sudden you're just like, you can't have balloons anymore because you took out the whole
The power. Took out a whole block.
you took a whole block of the neighborhood out. It's like, oh man, it'd be worth it. Was like a birthday. Did they say it was a birthday or something or what?
No, it was a gender reveal.
Oh god.
She was supposed to pop the balloon so the confetti would fall out.
Oh,
But she cut the cord instead. So the father's just standing there going, "Oh, what'd you do that for?" And you see the balloon just slowly going up and that, and the camera's following it. And all of a sudden it hits the power line. You see a flash of blue light and that, and everyone's just standing there going, "Holy shit!"
Why do people? I just, man, I don't know. Look, there's some, it's understandable. It's understandable, right? Gender reveal, all this stuff. But look, guys, whatever happened to just putting on a piece of clothing or whatever, saying, "Oh, it's a boy," or just stating it outright, right?
Like in the good old days when it was a boy, you gave the guys some cigars,
Yeah, if it's a girl, someone got some present underneath the Christmas tree. I don't know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, at least it didn't cause
power outages
and forest fires.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness! Like I get it because you see these people that make these videos and stuff. They make these videos that gender reveal, like, oh, we gotta one up the next person. I'm like, yeah, but if it takes out a neighborhood,
block, yeah,
if it takes out a city block, do you think you're one upping? Because at that point, I think you may be downgrading yourself.
That's it.
Don't be a Jimenez who has to pay $1.8 million out because of a forest fire ordeal. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
Be Smokey the Bear. Learn a little.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Fun stuff.
Oh my gosh. It just for me it just goes to show that there's some things that should just be like, no, don't do this type of party, don't do this type of gender reveal thing. Just keep it simple, okay? Because when you have those people that are well-to-do, are considered well-to-do, and they go out extravagant, all that stuff, it's just, man, just calm it down. Don't make me call the police because you're too loud.
That's it.
Man, you just like, I'm gonna call the police because you guys are keeping noise to it. We own the police. Oh goodness. So
crazy.
yeah, it is. But anyway, you said you were either uploading or whatever of showing the snow today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my videos. Yeah. They're on my page. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't. I know you've been doing the. You were doing. I don't know if you're doing it well because I remember meeting you through. What was that? Yeah, I have your stuff down there. Your Mumble, Twitch, all that stuff. Oh, that's right. You have Twitch and YouTube. Yep, I have your stuff down there. But yeah, I just remember that. No worries. I see you, Nero. Not updating in the. But yeah, the I think it was through D-Day Cobra, wasn't it? That I think I met you through. Or I can't remember where it was. I thought it was through there.
No, I don't think so. No, I think it was you had Geek on.
Oh, that's right. I think I've had Geek on at least 3 times at this point, but yeah, that was.
But it didn't go well.
No, Geek is a character in himself, and he decided to do something he shouldn't have done on someone else's stream. But we're not going to get into that.
Oh yeah, I know the story. Yeah,
yeah.
I think there was mistakes on all around, but yeah, like you said, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just for me. It wasn't just all around. It's like even for me, it's like you leave your stuff if it's at the door. Like you don't come onto someone else's show and do that. I mean, I
Okay, maybe you're talking about a different situation that he did. Oh,
well, it it was in the involvement of the original incident because
oh,
that's
okay.
what that because I had a stream. Uh, I do my Rumble Squared once a month, which data collection and whatnot. That's what I've been doing,
Right, right.
and I invited him on for that one. And a bunch of other people too. It wasn't just him. There were a bunch of other people there because I'm trying to collect data and whatnot. Finding out the issues with the stuff on Rumble because they don't give us anything
Yeah,
back.
I took your survey. I took your
Yeah,
survey. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Which that's right. I got to put that out tonight. I apologize. Because I was cleaning my room and doing all this stuff, and it's been a long day. Um, but yeah, the thing of it is that there was a previous incident that happened outside of the show, and he sort of decided to bring that a bit of it back up because he wasn't getting invited to games or whatever whatnot. I'm just like,
Yeah.
now obviously I was just like, you know what, just kind of let it go on a bit and see where it goes, and then of course I have someone else kind of back and forth there a bit, and like at a certain point I'm like, no, I'm done
Yeah.
with this because you don't come onto someone else's show and you don't bring that stuff up. And you know what? I get it. He was trying to get an answer, but you don't come on someone else's show for something that has nothing to do of that situation previously.
Right.
And it was not a fun time. The situation where you have to step in and be the adult, and then you're like, I really didn't want to have to do this sort of thing, but you have to anyway. It was one of those times. Probably the
Right.
only time, probably the only time I've ever had that happen on any of the shows I've ever done before, because it's just no. I see what you're doing, Neuro. It's not updating, which in Rumble Studio, which I'll send him that screenshot because I can now because I'm on using the split screen. Yep, there we go. Because I'm using the split screen of Brave browser, which is it's a nice handy tool. I'm not telling you wrong. Hey, Real Bob, what's going on? Uh, what? There we go. Okay, there you go. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up, Bob? Um, but yeah,
With Rumble Studio though, the thing I want though is they need to really work on the gaming aspect of it.
no, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the I think the biggest one for all the gamers was streaming quality.
Yeah, that's it. Because like
Because
the video is pretty good, but the audio is crap, man.
well,
It's-
and they have that ingress thing, which basically they were gonna come out with that straight to thing, but they haven't done it yet.
yeah,
My thing is that there's a lot of things that that's missing that you can find in other ones. Now, don't get me wrong, Rumble's the only one that has its own broadcasting software, straight off the bat.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
for
I like
straight.
it though. I like it.
Yeah,
It's
my
so
only,
simple compared
yeah.
to OBS. You know.
Well, not, oh, you got OBS. I think they just came out. There's this group doing their own thing with streaming with Meld, and a bunch of other ones too. But the Rumble's the only platform that has its own broadcasting software,
Yeah.
and the problem of it is that people are using stuff like StreamYard or Restream or whatever, and there's a bunch of things that are missing that would make the process more smoothly. Again, the biggest thing out of my survey was is that on the creator side was that the streaming quality was not up to par,
Yeah.
and that's the issue, right? And I know they're trying to get that better, but the issue of it is that people are using your thing. Well, if you're in the creator program, gaming, you're kind of requiring them to use it. The problem is though, is that the quality that's going out is like 720, which
Exactly.
which is
Oh,
by today. Yeah, it looks like 720. I'm not too sure. Because today's standards like 1080 is the new 720.
you would prefer it to be 1080, but 720, it does it. But
It's
like a
not
lot of
there.
times I'll get people in the chat and they say, "Oh, your frames! Oh my God, the frames!"
Yeah. Yep. The frames are the issue, but at the end of the day, though, it's a lot of on their end, and that's something they need to figure out because at the end of the day,
But
people
I hope they fix it up though, because like I said, it's a lot easier to use than what's it called?
StreamYards,
Not StreamYard's the other one.
OBS,
OBS.
yeah,
I
and
like it
OBS,
because you can connect all your accounts. You just click the green box.
yeah,
Boom. That's it. One shot, and you got all your chat in one window.
yeah.
You know,
Well, and I mean,
from
because I've
all
used,
platforms. Yeah,
yeah, and I remember using OBS. But the thing of it is, you have to use like a free multi plugin, and it's not.
exactly.
You have to download a plugin to use with OBS in order for it to work like that. You can't
Exactly.
just have that right off the bat, and that's part of the issue too. Is it's free, sure, great,
Yeah, yeah.
but
But you have to be tech savvy enough to know how to install it and plug it properly so you have all your displays. And
yep, oh yeah, and
it's like
there's
me, I'll
not
click on the wrong thing and it disappears, and I'm like, well, that's it. I can't use OBS anymore. I don't know where the hell it went. You know.
click. Come on, work. Come on, work.
Uninstall, reinstall. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it's just there's stuff to work on. Obviously, the qualities need to be done,
Yeah.
but they did fix a few things. They've added because I'm in the premium, uh, the content thing. They've added the little lock up top. You'll see, or not maybe not see, but it's something I use to switch to premium later on. Um, but yeah, again, the surveys I did showed that streaming quality is still an issue on Rumble, whether it's in Rumble Studio or the app or just the platform itself.
Right.
Streaming quality is an issue, and then I think the two main takeaways were streaming quality and tech reliability. Those were the two main things that took away from the surveys: is streaming quality and tech reliability. And
Yeah, because sometimes I've tried to stream and it will not connect at all.
yep,
You know.
yep, and that's still an issue. So, but anyway, it is the top of the hour. I don't know if we did this last time you here. It's been a while, but this is where I set aside time for us to promote ourselves. Because some people that I have on are not creators, so there's just whatever. But when I do, you can your links are down below. But if you want to sell yourself, not like that though, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you. I'm MasculineCargo 7. I do gaming content. Sometimes I dabble into politics. There's like current events and stuff like that, just randomly. You can follow me on X and True Social.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to say, yeah,
Yep.
for some reason. But yeah,
You're fine. Yeah.
yeah.
And then
And I'm
yeah.
a Canadian content creator. So there
Yeah,
you go.
there you go. He's one of a kind. That is for certain. But yeah, his stuff is down below. Um, and if you want to see where else he's at, all his links are there. So you can give him a look.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Really? Okay, there we go. I was trying to figure out my
Did you break something?
No. It's just my thing was try to refresh my other end because I'm doing the split screen stuff. I'm like, you work. But yeah, his links are down below, so give him a look. Whether on the Rumble side, whether on the YouTube side, it's down there. But of course, from my end of things, and I gotta find it.
Oh,
Whether
I
you're
see.
on
You got the ticker, eh?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Whether you're on the Rumble side or whether on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help it being seen more, like all content creators want to, it also helps in having other people on, like MasculineCargo, like Tomby, the real Tomby, like a few other, actually Slinger Games, who's the other Canadian I had on, and so many others. Again, at the end of the day, any engagement, any help with engagement is much appreciated on either end because I enjoy getting to talk to whole sort of people. And I think the first time you were on, you weren't even really doing any content at the time. So
No, not really. No, not
yeah,
on Rumble anyway.
yeah,
YouTube I was, but I was
okay,
just getting started on Rumble.
yeah, and all that stuff. And his Rumble link is down there too. But yeah, any help with engagement factor, much appreciated. Of course, I have a link down below as well. That leads to my Twitter X and my email, and then I have like a link to like the Discord, but I only do DM stuff because I already have enough trouble doing this stuff anyway, so I'm not going to try to upend for a server. But uh, any help with that or looking at that is much appreciated as well. Again, guys, any help with engagement factor, and link down below. I appreciate it all the same. And there we go. Yeah, I may have to refresh because something's wrong with the ticker. But yeah, um, it's just there's a lot of things they need to get done, and whether they'll well, whether my survey stuff will help or not, I don't know. But I will tell you this: when I had pinned it to my profile, and of course someone had pinned it to like the Rumble community thing as well. I know that at least it's around 20K impressions on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So well, it's not like they're 20K answers or whatever
No,
impressions.
no,
What do you want to consider that? Yeah.
but people are seeing it. Yeah.
Yes. The point of the matter is though, that people are seeing it because it's something I didn't see anyone else do. People do the roundtables, whatever, and I do a bit of a roundtable and all stuff. But the
Right.
problem of it is that people need to see a visual data, right? Like you, and I know, like you said, you already took part into it, but people need to see that. Oh, so this is what people are talking about, and this is what they'd rather have. Because I can't tell you how many times I've heard scattershot voices like, "This should be the most important thing. This should be the most important thing. This should be the most important thing," and all over the place. And that's what the survey is for: is trying to gather all those scattershot voices and try to collect them in the area and say, "Hey, this is what a big chunk of people are saying." Over 200 responses,
Yeah.
total wise, talking on this manner. And I'm hoping that once I put this one out, that it will be more, because the more people that take it, the better the ability for the
The
more
changes.
data.
Yeah.
Yeah, more data, but not only that, but there have been more questions added to based upon the last survey.
Right.
So I think the surveys themselves will take about 10-12 minutes just because of the new questions. But again, it's about trying to get those details, those finesse details. People don't understand is that this visual stuff, right, not only can be viewed by you guys, but the point of the matter is that it's undeniable transparency from many different voices who either use or create on the platform. Because again, Rumble can do their thing, but they're really not giving us anything in return for the feedback we give. Sure, we can get tech updates. That's great. Sometimes you're waiting a while. The point of the matter is, though, is that you're either getting a quarterly update or some form of, oh, this update just dropped. And that'll be one of the questions too, is how, I can't remember how I worded it, but that'll be one of the questions too, is how do you feel about Rumble's communication with the creators and viewers about an update or
Right.
stuff like this.
Because
That
they used to be good at updates. They used to be like one every month on Twitter, or every over any of so many weeks or whatever. They used to do
Yeah,
updates all the time, like, oh, new feature on Twitter on
Rumble.
Rumble. You know,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, cool, let's check it out. You know? Now
Yep.
it's like once in a blue moon, or that the only thing they post now is like, oh, now we got Tim Pool and we're
Yeah.
paying him money now. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, instead of paying all these big content creators that are already multimillionaires,
Mm.
why don't you take that money and reinvest it back in the company and give us the stuff we need? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, part of that may be just having eyes to draw, because again, that's what they did a while back. Was
Yeah.
that whole thing was trying to get big eyes to draw, but again, you're giving it to people who are more on the political part than rather than just spread shot
Regular
in different
gamers
areas.
and
Yeah. Well, not just gamers. It's like
yeah,
for
yeah,
me,
but
for me, my issue with the whole trying to build up gaming after the politics is that it starts to become a monolith,
yeah,
right? Politics before all this became a monolith. Now look what's happened. Now you're
yeah,
trying to build up gaming individually, and it's going to become a monolith eventually. No,
yeah,
you're trying to tell me, right? At certain points, you're trying to tell me you're trying to compete against YouTube. You try to make these oral things against YouTube, right? Like we have the best tier for that for YouTube. You can't be the better than YouTube if you can't even get your recommendation engine to work well enough.
true, true.
You can't be the best enough if the only thing you have being recommended are a bunch of live streams.
Yeah,
I get coding's not an easy thing. Don't get me wrong in that. But the issue stands is that the edited content, edited video content, gets barely anything
Yeah.
because it's more focused on live streams, short form content. Again, YouTube is not the greatest in the world. It does a few things best: edited video content, short form content, live streams.
Yeah.
Those are the three things you're competing against. I don't understand business. I'm not going to sit here and say I do, but you're competing against something that is doing three things at once. What are you doing again? Live streams, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. But
People,
they really need to fix the bot problem though of the 24-hour live streams.
well, the 24. Well, I mean, YouTube has that too. Like,
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. I mean for both platforms, they both have to start working on that because that's getting ridiculous. You know.
Well, there's like so on YouTube you can find like 10 hours, 15 hours.
That's it.
I'm just like, why did I need 15 hours of thunderstorm?
Exactly. No, the sleep aid videos. Yeah.
I'm not against those though. I have used some of those.
Same here.
But those are only a few hours. You're talking like almost 24 hours of just the same.
But like when you do your PIF streams,
yeah,
and you go like from like 3 pages of 24-hour streams,
yeah,
complete,
yeah. There
and-
has to be a separate page or whatever, because some of those streams you don't know. You don't know. I know one of the streams. I do know one of the streams is actual. I've had those people on, but at the end of the day, that's only one out of I don't know how many.
exactly.
And
All
you've
the
got
others are like restreams of like Twitch or something.
yeah, or you have people multi-streaming. There's that portion too. You do have a bunch of people multi-streaming.
No, but I've seen one there that he's doing like he's restreaming someone else's Twitch channel,
Yeah,
and then a Twitch ad actually came up on his live stream.
yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell?
It's unfortunately that's a DMCA claim, and that has to be done by
Yeah.
the original person. See, that's the where difference too is like with YouTube, you have that whole system, but even then, people have that issue with YouTube and the copyright and all that stuff, and you're just like
Or content ID lately.
content ID. Well,
I get that all the time.
I get that. Well, I use Pogo stuff, so I get that. But at the end of the day, I'm not getting copyright strike, so that's that.
Yeah. No, it's not a strike, but it's a content ID. It says it doesn't affect your channel, but if you're monetized, you're not going to make any money off this video.
Well, looks like there'll be a bunch of videos I won't be making money off of.
That's it. Well, what I do is I use their edit feature and I just mute the song.
Yeah, just
Sometimes it gives you the option to mute just the song or mute all the audio for that one section.
Yep.
It depends.
But I'm monetized over here, so I don't give a rat's behind. You can't take that away from me. But I get it. Look, again, that's why I did my surveys, is because I do believe it helps.
Are you making these surveys on your own, or are you working with like Chris Kapowski or however you pronounce his name?
No, none of them.
These are just your own.
I'm using Microsoft Forms to help make them, but I'm not having any input from. And I say I'm not affiliated with Rumble because there's that too. But hey DJ, how are you doing? My thing though is that I've tried asking for feedback on how they'd want this data reposted to them, but there's been no response. So I just keep doing as doing, because people need something in return. They need to see a visual, and and I send them the data too. Don't get me wrong, I do send them, the part that they need to know. But at the end of the day, whether they act on it, it's on them. But the people who are using all stuff, they need a place to put their stuff, and they also need a way of seeing what many people are saying, because you could look at what a few people are saying and say that's what the majority is saying, but that's not always the case. And again, that's why I have but yeah, no, that's understandable. But I think he does that with a lot of people though, Neuro. I can't pull you up because Rumble won't let me.
It's delayed. Yeah.
Well, it's not just delayed. It's not even showing up anymore. Oops, there we go. So I'm not even getting Rumble's chat in there, but I can see it because of the split screen. Though I can see it, so that's why I am enjoying the Brave browser split screen.
Okay, for me it's delayed.
Yeah. Well, Rumble
Yeah.
Studio. I'll probably have to refresh it because it's stuck on 13 when it's not 13. But no, I hear that, but
Hmm.
I can't. I That's why I say I can't promise people change because I have no direct correlation with anyone on the team at all, and
Right.
even people who would be considered important. I'm just sitting here like there's a lot
Yeah.
of I don't know if they have their own internal stuff, which would make sense, but at the end of the day, people
Well,
people
it would be nice though if they did notice your feedback and go, "Oh wow, hey, thanks for the info." That helps out a lot. Like the other day
maybe
when I was watching YouTube on my TV
uh,
and I saw you're streaming there, so I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I go on my PC to get all onto Rumble,
uh,
and Rumble you weren't streaming
was it the one with the
when your
queen?
stream was down. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, when the Queen of Madness sort of thing. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It was funny because the Rumble site just stopped at like 1 hour 10,
yeah.
and
Exactly. You said DVR on your profile picture. Yeah.
yeah, and then I was like, I'm still streaming on Rumble though, YouTube. How is that?
Well,
So
it just crashed or something. I don't know.
well, I down. So what I did is, and that's why again, that's why I'm multiple places because I'm not stuck to one place. And like, oh, I lost the stream. No, I didn't. I just downloaded it from the YouTube side,
And then
finished,
just post it. Yeah.
and just put it. And the funny thing is that it still takes time for it to upload through Rumble stuff. But at the end of the day, though, that's why you don't stream to one place because stuff like that will happen. And I'll say this right now: I wouldn't trust Rumble either, singularly, because I at one point, and I got it back, but at one point I had lost my account. It was just gone.
Really?
It just went to it 404. That was it. And so I had to go on to Twitter X and like where and YouTube support or Rumble support and was like, okay, where's my account at? I got it back, but it's
All right.
like I got no answer. What happened? And everything was still there, but it's
All
like
right.
I was gonna have somebody on and I lost that ability because I was like after everything had been done and stuff, I was like, this we're just gonna not be able to do it because this is just ridiculous. So it's like you expect me to trust you, but you have people lose their accounts and they have to yell at you to get it back. No, thank you.
No, that's it.
No. I don't care about YouTube, Twitch, or whatever. That's you don't stream on one platform. And I'm very adamant about it. Because people need to understand that I get it. If you just want to be on Rumble, that's fine. Do your due. But if something happens, good mistake that your account gets confused with something, whatever, and it's gone, I don't want to hear one tear from you because your account got bleeped for some whatever reason. And I
Yeah.
said time and time again, be on multiple places, put your stuff on multiple platforms.
Like
Yeah,
MXR plays and how many times they've been nuked off new YouTube,
any
and they still
any
haven't come to Rumble.
well, they do have an account there, but
Oh,
the
they do finally?
they've had an account for a while, but they haven't put anything there. The
Oh,
point of the
okay.
matter is though, you have YouTube as the greatest example of why you don't put your stuff on
Yeah.
one platform. How many times have people seen YouTube demonetize someone and they have to go to a third party platform to get something resolved? Banned for no
Yeah.
reason whatsoever, no strikes. They have to go to a third and they may never get their account back.
That's one thing I'll give to Quartering. He's been good at doing that, helping
Yeah,
people that get their accounts nuked.
yeah, I saw
Whether
that.
you agree with his politics or not, that's up to you. But I'm just saying he's helped out a lot of YouTubers get their channels back when they're falsely taken down.
MXR being a great example.
Yeah.
Except not this time.
No, not this time.
YouTube said no.
Yeah.
Um,
But they've been asking for it. Like they've been really pushing the boundary. They've been warned so many times with their thumbnails and stuff in their content. Like
what
you're
what
pushing the envelope a little too far. Like calm it down. But
what was the original thing of why they got banned? Because I don't remember.
I think it was like sexual content or something.
Was it? Oh, is that what you meant by the thumbnails? Was that
Yeah, yeah.
original?
Like well, the thumbnails and plus he does like the Skyrim mods. He used to do videos on the Skyrim mods and that, and some of them are pretty like
18 plus. Yeah.
yeah,
18
oh yeah.
plus.
Even though it's censored, it's like you can put two and two together what they're doing in the video.
Well, for me, it's like you on YouTube, you can look up naked yoga and you will
Yeah,
find naked yoga. So
because
that's
it's educational.
or artistic
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
manner.
Yeah. Like
And I'm
body
just,
painting the nipples or
yeah, just like, well, you're gonna get them for that, but you can't just put their stream to an 18 plus while you have all this naked yoga on your site.
that's
I
it.
mean, I don't know what you're gonna say, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't believe they had naked yoga on YouTube. I'm like, I've never seen that. It's never been recommended to me.
oh, that's for
So
you.
I go and search it, and of course I get questioned later on, like, "What's this naked yoga in your search menu here?" You're like, "Yeah, it was for research, you know."
Hold it. I heard this from someone else. It's not. I don't do this on purpose. Oh
Why
my
do you got
goodness.
this here? Oh, it was for. No, I was doing some research on a YouTube video. Yeah, I was thinking of doing. Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
On multiple YouTube videos, in fact. I just, oh
Let's
man.
play back your history there. No, 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 it's good. No, no.
Look, it's called the down dog for a reason. Leave it alone. The rising sun is a little better though. I
I didn't
appreciate
know
the
the
rising.
human body could put their legs that high. Well, yeah, and backwards. Yeah.
You know what?
It's
Oh
okay,
my
honey.
goodness.
Never mind.
What is this move called? It's called the
Deleting
wrestler.
my history.
Yes, please delete that history. But I mean, there's some stuff on Rumble as well. They get like bikini stuff and whatnot, and that's understandable. But it's like they don't have an option not to see it.
Yeah, well, it was like when Kick first started. They had the hot tub. Well, Twitch too. They had the hot tub babes and all that. You know?
And the gambling. Don't forget the gambling too.
Oh, the gambling. Yeah, XQC and all that. You know.
Yeah. What are you doing, XQC? Oh, I'm just money.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't
He
understand.
bet so much money on a football game and he lost everything. I think it was.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. I don't usually watch him. The only one I watch is Asmongold sometimes. Like the Asmongold clips. You know.
That is insane. I don't like.
I think it was like $9,000 he put on a bet, and he lost
No.
it all. Like it's like.
You know what? For what it's worth, if I had that kind of money, I would have been buying the stocks as they are down today. I'd have just been putting
Exactly. Yeah. Buy the dip. Yeah.
$9,000 just goes spread out through all those different areas. Because I bought some stocks, sure. Like I have some Apple and.
Hey, our Canadian dollar went up today. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking the stocks.
Yeah, ETF. I've done some ETF stuff, but it's like if you're gonna spend, look, you can either spend $9,000 on the casino stuff, or you could spend. I mean, practically it's the same kind of risk, but you could potentially double your money in a better way. Plus, all that stuff. But
I don't know.
It depends. It depends. But it's just like you could have done a lot much better with it if you'd invested it rather than just I'm probably gonna win this $2,000 at a casino. It's like no. You can bet on black, but black don't bet on you. So
Yeah, exactly.
well,
It's like if you invest it, you might not see your returns for a couple of years, but at least it's there.
yeah, the possibility is there. Casino, not so much.
No.
They say the house always wins for a reason. You might want to take that to heart.
That's it.
Wait, they say that? Yes. So don't put all your money here. Oh man. Well, it's nice to at least experience it once in a while, right? You go to casino, take $20 with you, all that stuff, but you don't go on a regular basis.
Yeah. And like with XQC and all them, it's like how much of that money is actually theirs, or is it just promotional?
Promotional from the tips and donations, and that gets me too. Is that you have people donating and tipping you stuff, and it's just like you're gonna misuse it by throwing it away.
Yeah.
What?
And you see how much their salaries are that they get from Twitch.
Oh, I think that was the Asmongold thing, wasn't it? It's like he accidentally showed.
Yeah. Well, all of them. Like, what's her name? Oh crap!
Amaranth?
What's her name? No. Well, Amaranth.
What's the
I can't remember her name. I can't stand her. That's why I don't remember her name.
yeah, there's one I know.
Yeah,
Uh,
she was like getting like almost like 15 million.
dude, no way.
But the
Uh-uh.
Twitch CEO though, I don't like that guy.
Why is that?
I don't know. He just seems a bit of a, I don't know, bit of a perv.
Oh, is it because the way he had one of the tabs open on one of those? Yeah. Well, he's an old man.
Yeah, a dirty old man. Yeah,
He's a dirty old man. At least you know what he's at.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, mm,
I don't know. He's just,
yeah. Well,
he,
no,
he strikes me as odd. I'm not going to say he's a pervert, but he just strikes me as odd. He's an oddball. He's an oddball.
well,
He's autistic. Yeah, maybe.
well, in the like
No.
he's the CEO of Twitch,
Yeah.
CEO, but I mean technically Amazon owns Twitch, so it's not
Yeah.
like
True. True.
it's like saying it's like same thing with YouTube. Like Google owns YouTube, but they have a CEO for YouTube. It's like it's more
Yeah.
of just like some puppet doll, really.
Yeah. That's it.
Uh,
It's just a face. That's it.
yeah. Unfortunately,
No,
I
I'm
don't think
kidding. I don't think Twitch CEO is a pervert. I'm just being hyperbolic. That's all. Yeah.
he's a little oily, if you know what I mean.
Like I still stream there, so don't cancel me yet. Okay.
Hey, Twitch, what's going on? Um, I actually, I a while back, I mean, I have an account on Twitch and I have an account on Kick because the name, but the issuance of it is like trying to have the mental bandwidth to do on multiple platforms, especially
That's
when
it.
you're just
Well,
trying to
right now
pay.
I'm locked out of my Kick account, so
Oh, what happened there?
don't know.
They didn't even tell you.
Nope, nope. It just something like it signed me out. I tried to sign back in. It says, okay, use the Kick authenticator, whatever,
Uh,
to enter in my security code or whatever.
yeah.
I don't know what that is. I don't have an authenticator, so I'm like, okay, like what is that? A
Mm.
specialty coder ring or something you get in the mail, or
Well, they send you a secondary email. It's like a 2FA thing. They send you a secondary email, or they send you an email with like a secondary number code on it.
yeah?
So what it's sort of like
Well, I said yeah, yeah. So I requested for the email, the
yeah.
security email. They never
Mhm.
sent it.
Wow.
So this
You-
gives me the I say
mm,
enter in your so many digit code, and I'm like, well, I didn't get it. So I
yeah.
check my phone, I check my email, nothing. So
You
well,
people can you people can't give me nothing.
yeah,
So maybe I'll try it. I at least got my kicked one hooked up, but I don't know. Too many platforms, not
that's it.
enough
Me, I got Rumble, Twitch, and
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube is VODs mostly now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, you just like posting like edited video content or whatnot.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
Like past live streams, or
mm-hmm.
I usually do long form format. I'm not very good at editing, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm old. So I'm almost 50. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's no. I mean, you could have fooled me. That's for sure.
Well, that's why I got the hat on. Yeah, so you don't see the gray hair.
Welcome on this time on Mystery Guest. We have a man who calls himself middle aged, but is he really middle aged?
I even shaved the beard so you can't tell the gray hair.
Well, I mean, there was a gentleman I knew who was like in his 20s and he had gray hair. And it's like, I think it's a bit more sometimes genetic or maybe stress in life can do that. But it really is dependent on, um, it really is dependent on people. Um,
I'm just
I don't
thankful I
know.
still have a full head of hair.
Mm, That's all right.
Yeah.
Some would call it a silver X. That's not bad. Look at that. And it's got a style to itself too. You look very like grease monkey sort of thing. You slick it back. It's like, ayo, hey,
Well, right now I got my hat hair, but
Eh,
yeah.
hey, you come into my streets, I'm gonna do with you the hard way. You hear what I'm saying?
It's getting a little long. Usually I get like brush cuts, so
Brush cuts. Yeah, I usually don't get my hair cut until like a few months. I think it's usually like every 4 months I get my hair cut because I don't grow it that quick, whatever. So it's like you have to like, and it's like $28 every time I go cut my hair. So
Uh,
it's like, well, and the price went up too. So not this last one, but it may
yeah,
go
I
up
do
in
it
the
myself. I
future.
just grab the clippers and
Oh, you go that route.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I do the GI Jane thing. Yeah.
Wait, wait a second. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness, G.I. Jane. Yeah, that was a Demi Moore movie.
Yeah,
I remember that. I didn't
yeah, yeah.
watch it, but I know she starred in it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like,
I didn't watch it either. I just remember that one clip where she's shaving her hair off. Yeah,
now that does remind me of the scene with if you ever seen the movie V for Vendetta,
yeah,
it reminds me of that scene with Natalie Portman, and I think she said that to cut her hair or something like that, but it was just like she cut her actual hair.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
A-
They shaved her. Yeah,
You know, and it was
that was.
those were real tears.
Oh
Those were
yeah,
real tears.
that was
Um,
a good movie. That was a good movie.
yeah,
I
it's
liked it.
so. I mean, to be honest, it is kind of funny when people buy the mask, the Guy Fawkes mask, because it's Warner Brothers making
Yeah,
money off of your ideals. But it did have some stuff with it that's like you could potentially point to now and say they're kind of following that. They just don't have a high chancellor like John Hurt, who's
yeah. True, true.
already long past. But it's sort of like the thing where there are some things within it where it's like they keep kind of true.
I liked him in
And
Doctor Who. John Hurt.
oh yeah, yeah, the War Doctor, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
Yep.
he played the voice of the dragon in what was the name of the show?
Was it the
Merlin.
Merlin?
Merlin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did the voice of the dragon.
Or Ollivander.
Yeah.
Don't forget
Ollivander.
Ollivander. I think that's where you know. So there's So there was Ollivander. There was the High Chancellor. There was the Dragon, and of course, Hellboy. He
Hellboy, yeah.
played. He
The
played
father.
the father. Yeah, he played the
Yep.
father. It's so interesting to see how
And he
because you
had a
have
mini series called Story Time, I think it was, where
story
you would
time.
read like old folk tales and stuff. And he had like a puppet dog in that. He was dressed up like a troll kind of thing. He sat by a fire in a rocking chair.
That's probably the Jim Henson stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. That's
Because I remember that was
the storyteller, I think it was, or something like that. I
story.
watched it
Yeah,
on Tubi. Yeah, I watch it on Tubi all the time. Yeah,
story. Yeah, because that was something that Jim Henson was doing later on in his life,
yeah,
before he passed. And yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing that in his story time, but I didn't know he'd done the voicing. But it's so interesting because I mean, there's also people like Richard Harris,
yeah,
who was in a bunch of different movies, but the ones I know him from are the Harry Potter ones and the Count of Monte Cristo,
yeah.
which he was in as well. But it's sort of like he, nothing against people who enjoyed Michael Gambon or whatever, but he embodied Professor Dumbledore really well because he half moon spectacles, all this stuff. He really was more. I don't know. He really was more towards the book. And then there's stories where he was saying like, if he didn't play the part, his granddaughter would disown him or whatever. So he played it. So he really wasn't interested in playing the part beforehand. But it wasn't until his granddaughter told him like, I'll disown
You
you if
got to
you don't
do it.
play.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you got to do it. And I'm glad he did because he's part of that history now, right?
Yeah,
Two
exactly. That's part of
movies.
his legacy now. Yeah,
Yeah, part two movies, which unfortunately was all he got to do because I would have loved to have seen him do the maybe not to the point to like all the story like the story of like Dumbledore being gay and all that came out, but to the point of like maybe the fourth one with the Triwizard tournament because there were a lot of people who were what.
Dumbledore was gay.
Yeah, there was that whole thing towards the end of the series where like because you in the new movies, right, with Jude Law and
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay. Oh, I haven't seen those. That's why. That's
yeah.
why I'm like,
Well,
what?
it was towards the end of the series was like I think after maybe the seventh book came out or whatever, there
Okay.
was that talk of whether he was gay or not because of Grindelwald, right? Because that whole thing with Grindelwald. but it was towards that point because I remember reading the story that Michael Gambon was just kind of like staying in the shadows because of the whole ordeal. He was still alive at the time, so he's kind of staying in the shadows for the whole deal. But the point of the matter is, though, is that Richard Harris set the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, his son Jared looks a bit like him too, but he set the plate because he looked like the Dumbledore we read in the books. And that's
Exactly.
kind of what you want to aim for. But when it's out of your control, right? When the individual dies and it's out of your control, you're just like, what do we do? Nothing against Michael Gambon. He was a great actor, but there were times where I felt like he wasn't the Dumbledore we could read out of the book.
Yeah. He didn't fit the mold. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think there was one point people were like, I can't remember what it was, but it was like in the tournament cup thing where the name came out of the Goblet of Fire, and he's just berating Harry Potter over the stuff. Where in the books, I don't think that was. It's been so long since I've read the book, so pardon my
Same here.
memory.
Yeah.
But it was the point that people were not, were kind of dismissed. Like Dumbledore wouldn't do that. Dumbledore wouldn't, yell and belittle Harry Potter and all this stuff because he knew that part of the story that was hidden until the very end, with Snape and all that stuff. So you would think, yeah, it's just one of those things where, like even the third one for me, the Prisoner of Azkaban, it was so just conjoined in how it was toward chronologically in the movie towards the book, and it's just like this. He doesn't get the broom at the end of the movie. He doesn't get the broom. It's just like it's the only one out of the whole series of the movies that I didn't like because it's like there were certain parts of it that were just all over the place. I'm just like, no, you can't do this to me. But yeah, that was, and then of course when people started what was it? When I think it was the sixth book came out, and everyone started to tell Snape killing Dumbledore scenario. They were just like, Snape did it. Snape killed Dumbledore. Everyone wanted to spoil that story so much. It was like, come on, guys. Seriously? You just like, yeah, no, I gotta do it. I've gotta do it. But yeah, it's
You get
just
people like that.
yeah. And now you're having the whole thing with the epic verse down there in Florida, Universal and all that stuff. That has been interesting because there have been like TikTok videos coming out of stuff. Holy heck, these people are just like for the what is it? The How to Train Your Dragon. That's right, How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. Toothless and all that. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, the guy who wrote that book has got to be making bank.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because now he has a part of the park with his characters in it. You can't tell me that someone like him does not have is not getting some because
Royalties are
because JK is getting royalties for the Harry Potter with both in where is it, the UK stuff, and then in the US with that one as well. It's just like, now for me, I didn't think How to Train Your Dragon would go this long, because
true.
because there were a lot of, especially with the live one coming out, because it defeats the purpose of the animation. I get it live, but
Yeah, I think they're overdoing it with the live action ones. Like
yeah,
the one I am looking forward to is Lilo and Stitch. That one does look good.
yeah. Well, and the thing of it is that the original director, I think Chris, who voices Stitch, was part of it, because I do think, again, I do think Disney is kind of
Disney's
bankrupt.
Disney's dying.
Well, they're not. You could say
Not-
dying, but they're not.
Right.
They're bankrupt of ideas.
Exactly.
Basically.
Like now they want to keep rewriting old stuff.
Yeah.
Like now
And
they're coming out with a new Naked Gun. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
will you leave the '80s alone?
Yeah. I mean,
leave our content alone. It was good. Leslie Nielsen was a classic. He
I'm not gonna say that Liam Neeson can't. It's just
Oh no, he can be comical for sure. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure he can do a good job. It's just like just leave the classics alone.
yeah. It's the weird thing where yeah, it's
It's like what you're
sort
going to race swap everyone. Oh, we get to make fun of O.J. Simpson. Yay!
okay. Now that part of the trailer I did see is like the guy
Yeah.
just looks at the
Looks at
picture.
his son and goes, no.
He just looks at
That's
the
what I
picture
mean. It
like,
does look comical. It has comical. The preview was good, but
yeah, but it does. It's not a representative of the movie as a whole. Same with the Lilo and Stitch. It could be just
yeah,
as
yeah.
bad, but
I
uh,
like Lilo, like Stitch drinking out of the lava lamp. It was like, okay, all right.
yeah, yeah, it's an alien, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
But
I think it was Geeks and Gamers where they said it's like, is he drinking the lava lamp? It's like, oh fuck, he is. Okay,
I
but
can see
yeah.
that.
But it's
But
like we like look at Knight Rider, like in 2010 when they came out that new Knight Rider,
oh, the updated TV series.
and they
Yeah.
transformed into like Optimus Prime. And I was like, oh, for Christ, that's it. No, I'm done. I'm done.
Kit, I
Trans-
didn't know you. I didn't know you
yeah,
were that buff.
it's like you transform, like car turns into this big robot, and that with the guy stuck in the middle of his chest and all that, and it's like we got a grappling hook kit. It's like, oh, okay, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
well now. I think the one big thing with that was that it had like the opening scene or first scene was like they had lesbians in it. That was a big issue with it as well. Was they had the
Well,
lesbian
I don't
stuff
mind
in
the
it.
lesbians. Lesbians are cool. It's the
Oh,
gay guys I don't want to see.
well, you never know. They could be guys for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's like that one scene where Kit says, like, "Oh, are you homosexual?" And it's like, "Kit, a little too far." It's like, really? You got to put that in the show? Like, getting a little personal there, right, Kit? And it's like,
Hey, hey, duct tape.
uh,
How's everyone doing? Sorry, I can't pull you up in Rumble Studio. It's not letting me pull you guys up. So, or you guys aren't even showing up. This is the last chat thing I see from Rumble. So Rumble Studio is not updating. Whenever there's one fix, there's also another down, and I'll be sending that information in. I
I
hope you're
see
doing
one from YouTube from DJ Play
play
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
He may say that, but he don't play nice.
Oh no.
You get those names like I some of these names people do are just crazy in their own right, but like I I don't know. It'd be nice to see one that's like a Mr. Killer or something like that. Wow, so your name is Mr. Killer, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's like some of the ones I see sometimes on YouTube, and it's like, how the hell did you even get that name approved without getting dinged, saying like, no, 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 like that's not appropriate as a username.
You have to word it in a way.
That's
Like
it.
you have to word like you can't
Like my
um
favorite one was Cheek Clapper 69. And it's like, but, but the way how they wrote it was like P33 and all that. It's like it took me forever to decode it, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is that name? Like Cheek Clapper 69. I'm like, oh my god.
is that the FU sign? What is that? I can't. Can someone give me a teen over here to decode this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Some of the names, man. But no, I think that I don't know if I'll ever have money to go and visit it because I'm poor as it is. But I don't. I think this will kind of start turning up the heat for Disney because one, it's new. Obviously,
That's
the
it.
Epic Verse is new down in Florida, but it involves a lot of properties that are sort of interconnected through this sort of what do you want to call it?
New medium.
It well, parks aren't a new medium. It's sort of
Oh,
it's new, but it's bringing to life the characters and whatnot. Where you did have what was the one before? It was Universal Isle of Adventure or something like that. Like they had the um, Marvel stuff like Spider Man and whatnot. Names and Rumble, no imagination needed. I believe you, Nero. for how far you get
Yeah, I think
around.
it was Universal. That had that.
Yeah, Universal had Adventure Island, which had all the like Dr. Seuss stuff and then Marvel stuff. Of course,
Right.
it had the Harry Potter stuff later on. They had that whole thing, but
Yeah.
this will bring it together in a different way. But yeah, they had that, but then with this update of Epicverse, I do believe it will kind of re-stoke some fire of competition, because Walt Disney World has to some degree
Yeah.
for a park.
Because Walt
Otherwise,
Disney is just like closing up different stuff, like you got what's her name's Bayou, whatever, that ride never works anymore.
oh, you talking about the
Yeah,
Tina's
Tina's
bio?
Bayou. Yeah, and then you got the raw sewage leaking out in places.
Mom, why does it smell like crap,
Yeah,
hun? You need to stop pooping your diaper like that.
and like they closed down the Jim Henson Pavilion and all that. Yeah,
Oh, really? I didn't know
oh,
that.
yeah, yeah, they're closing down a whole bunch of different attractions.
Man, oh man, it's not a surprise though.
No, they did it to themselves.
No, no.
Yeah, that's like with the other, like sometimes I get into politics and that is because there's nothing on TV. There's no shows. Back in the
Yeah.
'90s, we had TGIF on Fridays. Yeah, Family Matters and all that real family content.
Family Matters started becoming less of Family Matters, became more of a Steve Urkel show.
Yeah, which I wouldn't mind. Steve Urkel was cool.
Yeah, but it's just funny because it started out the Family Matters stuff,
Yeah, and then
but
yeah,
yeah, and slowly turned into Steve Urkel, like the Transformer machine and all this stuff.
Stefan, yeah,
Stefan, oh my
yeah,
gosh, and then the Transformer machine and doing all that stuff. It's just insane of what they,
yeah. Family Matters,
Family Matters,
Full House,
Full House. You had Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
There was a whole assortment of shows in the 90s that were kind of somewhat family orientated, because I only remember a few.
well, like me from the '80s, it was Who's the Boss, Knight Rider, A-Team. A-Team was amazing because no one ever got killed. Get shot, everything, blowing up and everything else, and everyone walked away from any explosion. No one ever got killed in that show.
Now that can't happen in real life. Someone's going to lose a limb because they're close to the fire. It sort of reminds me of that movie.
We had the Smurfs growing up. The Smurfs.
Yeah, well, and of course they've had a few live ones, but it feels like they've kind of gone off track from what they are. Because the Smurfs are, I think they're Norwegian in origin.
Really?
Man. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look that up. Smurfs.
You mean the real? The little
No,
blue people? Oh.
They're not. They're not real.
But the folklore for Smurfs, right? Like the story came from.
They're Dutch. I'm sorry.
Dutch.
They're Dutch.
Okay.
Yeah, give me one.
That's my mouse. Sorry if you heard that.
No, it's alright. So they're
never buy these type of mouse. Never.
Belgian. So it's a Belgian comic franchise centered on a fictional colony of small blue humanoid creatures who live in mushroom-shaped houses in the forest. The Smurf was created and introduced as a series of comic characters by the Belgian comics artist Peo. The pen name of Pierre Culliford in 1958, wherein they were known as Les Schtroumpfs, and all this stuff. So, Studio Pierre, wow.
81 to 89. That's the Smurfs, the animated series I watched. Yeah, 81 to 89.
Yeah. So they started out like a Belgium thing, and now they're becoming this thing like, the new movie with like Rihanna, and so it's just sort of those things where it's kind of further and further away. Because I don't know much about the Smurfs or the story of, because I never read it, but
I think what was that?
It's Stumpf. Strumpf. It's pronounced like the German word Strumpf.
Strumpf.
Yeah.
Strumpf.
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 Yeah, that's not gonna work. Smurf works better.
I think the F is silent though. It's Strump.
Strumpf.
Strump.
F.
Strump.
Strumpf.
Strump.
F. Oh, okay, no, he does say the F. Okay. Yeah. Oh. I thought it was silent.
Well, but anyway, but yeah, it's a Belgian sort of thing, and it's like it's not even. It doesn't feel like that anymore. I don't even know who owns
Smurfs. Yeah.
Yeah, who owns Smurfs? Studio. It must be okay. So they Studio Peo.
Yeah.
What were his studio? Smurfs. Oh, that's a really nice way of selling their name. Smurfs. Merchandise. Smurfs Records by Pierre Cartner. Some of these reached the United States were Hanna-Barbera created a Saturday morning anime series. Hanna-Barbera, for which Peo served as story supervisor. True. Peo's health began to fail in 1989 after his partnership with Dupuis ended.
Yeah. Dupuis.
He established Cartoon Creation to publish new Smurf stories. In late 1991, the company was forced to shut down due to mismanagement. The publishing rights were soon sold to
Lombard. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so they lost all the rights to. Oh wow.
Yeah. That's sad though. Heart attack in Brussels on Christmas Eve, 1964.
Wow.
Our new stories for various series are regularly produced under his name. Wow, that sucks. Since his death, Peo's children have continued to promote his work under the brand Peo. In the 2011 film, The Smurfs, Peo was included in the plot as a researcher who studied the myths concerning the Smurfs, who were made to be real-life legendary creatures in this film's storyline. So that's from the first one that came out, the first live action. Wow, that sucks though. So who is Le Lombard? Who the publishing rights were soon sold to Le Lombard. Lombard. So who's Lombard? That's a real question.
I don't know. Never heard of them.
Now we gotta. There we go. Le Lombard, okay, is a Belgian comic publishing alongside with Dargaud and Dupuis.
Dupuis.
Parlez
français. Yeah.
So it's a little la français.
Yeah, just a wee bit. Yeah, wait.
Just wee.
It's pure. I speak a little bit of French, not much.
Oh, oui.
I'm very English. Yeah. Which is amazing for living in Quebec. Yeah. A lot of people I work with are like, did you used to live in Ontario and that? I'm like, no, why? Well, because you only speak in English and that. And I said, well, no, I was born in Lachine. Like, Lachine, the most French city in Canada. I'm like, yeah. And you speak English? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm so good, right?
No accent, nothing. You know, you wouldn't know I couldn't speak French. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
it says in 1986, Lombard was acquired by Media Participations, and today publishes around what?
No, I was just reading it with you. Yeah, I was reading it with you.
And today publishes around 100 titles annually. More recently, in 2015, Lombard joined with 12 other European comics publishing actors to create Europe Comics, a digital initiative co-founded by the Europe Commission's Creative Europe program. Okay, so you go from Peo, who sold to Lombard, who was Lombard, who was acquired by Media Participations.
Right.
That's how you sound.
So, which is one big conglomerate now. So that means it's
yeah. So I mean, we can pretty much
that's owned by this mega corporation now.
Yeah. Since Media, she's Louise. No, I don't need help. But it's
Since 2004.
2004 acquired
Dupuy
renewed its
after a
bid.
bid.
Yeah, after
Bid
bid.
failed in 2008. Media perception renewed the bid. Edits now for more than
Editus.
1 billion. Wow.
€1 billion. Well, it's probably not much in American.
No, probably not.
I think I appreciate that. I could just bring this back up again because that's what he posted. I can't put anything else. But yeah, it's and then in 2009 acquired a French computer software company Anomon Interactive,
Yeah.
and then in 2018 the company acquired La Martiniere Group.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Martini Group? I have no idea.
Oh well, never
Yeah.
mind.
That's even beyond my skills. Yeah.
Dreamwall Store Match. So
Wow.
this is all the animation they have: magazine, books, video games. Wow. So it basically is a 3-step process: payo to Lombard to media participations. So that's 3 steps, and it's a French media concern controlled by a Belgian holding concern. So so what it's saying is that it's a French media company controlled by Belgium.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's state owned. State owned. Yeah.
state owned. Oh, okay. Okay. It's real interesting because it's always a fascination of how, again, someone can, a company can buy the rights of a company, because rights usually only last so long, right? It's 50 years or whatever, depending on.
Yeah, and depending if the family's still around to maintain
Yeah.
the copyrights, like for the original Superman, they
Yeah.
almost got sold off.
Really?
Yeah, but for some reason, I think somehow they got it stopped or something like that. The
Well,
original comic.
there was a story of the what was it, about the Spider-Man one, like the people were, I don't know if like they were getting a bad deal or whatever, or something like that, but they were able to, what was the name, Ditka's I can't remember, but yeah, there's stories of that too, where it's like all that, but at a certain point, it's sort of the same thing with the Tolkien stuff, right? Like, how far can something be held by the family before it can't? I mean, Tolkien has been,
Eventually it will get.
yeah, because I mean, Tolkien's been dead since the 80s.
I think so. Tolkien, I think he died maybe early 90s, maybe even. I'm not too sure.
I'm looking it up. There we go. I spelled it wrong. He died September 2nd, 1973.
Oh,
So,
wow, we're both off. Okay.
Yeah. So you imagine 1973. It's been, you go up to 2000. So you say 2003, which is like 30 years, and now we go to 2003.
50.
So we're about 50 years past.
Yeah, 50, 51, 50. No, 54. Maybe 53.
Wow. His death was attributed to a severe peptic ulcer, and he had been treated for a gastric ulcer before his condition worsened suddenly. So he could have lived if he was treated correctly.
Right.
Right.
But they probably didn't have the technology back then to fix it.
Yeah.
It was 1973. So.
Tolkien. Copyright expiration. I'll just show because I don't. Here you go.
It's like usually that happens with like music artists, like you'll hear a bunch of different like commercials with certain artists' music.
Yeah.
It's because they bought the rights to it, like the Beatles music, Michael Jackson, stuff like that.
Wow. So for works published between 1978 and 2002, the copyright will expire in 2048. While works...
Huh?
What?
Oh, no, okay, because I see 2043. Okay, no,
Yeah.
okay, all right, I'm reading the wrong line. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Just ignore me.
Yeah, because it says his works will enter the public domain at different times depending on the country and specific work. So anything between 78 and 2002, 2048. Anything works published after 2002 will expire in 20. That's interesting. So the stuff made between 1978 and 2002 will expire after works published in 2002. So that's weird. In countries where copyright expires 50 years after author's death, such as Egypt and China, Tolkien's works published during his lifetime entered the public domain in 2023. Okay, so that's 50 years. 2023
Okay.
is 50 years. So we're 2 years past that part. But yeah, like it says 50 years. So the United States is different because of what Disney did.
Yeah.
That's the change is Disney. And all this stuff. However, Chris Tolkien's involvement in editing and publishing posthumous works complicates the timeline, potentially expanding copyright protection of 70 years after his death. The Silmarillion, a major work by J.R. Tolkien, is expected to enter the public domain around 2043. Oh man, I hope I live long enough to see that. But this is contingent on Christopher Tolkien's death and legal interpretation of his role in the publication of these works. Traditionally, trademark protections and the complexity of copyright laws across different jurisdictions mean that the exact date when Tolkien's works will be freely usable varies globally. Copyright protection for works between 1970 and 2048, Egypt 2023, Silmarillion expected to be so. Basically, 2043 is when you'll at least see something from Tolkien in the public domain.
I'll be 73.
2025, 2043.
Yeah, I'll be 73 years old.
So if I were to do 23, which was 2 years ago, which would put me at okay. So then
Because I know 20. Because I go with the last digit of the year. So
yeah, I'll be in my 50s, somewhere in my 50s by the time that happens. But it's just interesting in how that works. And again,
oh, you froze. Daramouthe, you froze. Did you click the wrong box? Uh-oh. He closed all the windows. Yep, he closed all the windows. Let's give him a second to refresh. Hang on. I'm pretty sure he'll be back. You see Brandon Lee there on my, on this side. Yeah, that's Brandon Lee. That's the crow. Why am I having so much trouble pointing? There you go. See that? That's Brandon Lee right there. Huh? Look at that. Don't mind the stuff over there. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, I'm doing some renovations, so don't mind the mess over there. Hopefully he comes back. Daramouthe, you closed all the windows. Or maybe his internet went out. Don't know. I'm sure he'll be back. Daramouthe. See my drone up there. TV. Daramouthe. So, how's the weather where you guys are? Yeah. I don't know if the chat still works, even though I'm in here by myself. I can leave the stream, but I don't want to. I want to see if he connects. I got my Deadpool shirt on. Tacos. Yeah. And they're showing off random stuff. I don't know what else to do. Hopefully he comes back. Daramouthe. I think he did this the other day too. He clicked all the windows off. You really see my missing tooth there. Yeah. I forgot to put it back in. Sorry. I usually take it out. So yeah, my MasculineCargo 7. How you doing? It's been a very educational stream so far. Don't you think? Learning about the Smurfs, Tolkien, and Harry Potter. Oh, hang on, let's check X. See, maybe he left a message there. Can you leave a message? No, 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 don't show that. No. Shit. Shouldn't have showed that. Oh, well. Dara! Okay, I don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to leave this open for now. I'll be right back, okay? Just stand by. Hello. All right. I guess Dara's internet went out or something. I don't know. I can't see the chat now. So, unless people are writing in, I don't know. Dara! I guess he lost his connection. Keep the stream going, Mr. Cargo? Yes, I will. Okay, I had to open up.
Yeah, I had a circuit
you're back.
trip. Yep, I had a circuit trip, so there was that.
Okay. I had to open up Rumble because I couldn't see the chat anymore. So I'm like, So I see that someone commented.
Yep.
Commented.
Yeah, it was not a fun time.
Everything's fixed now, though. No problem.
No, yeah, no, it's fixed now. But yeah, it was just a circuit breaker that went off, and I was like, oh. And then then my Windows decided to update after I restarted. It's like, oh, you're having fun today, aren't you?
Oh, lovely. Don't you just love it when that happens?
Oh goodness, yeah. Rumble's not just in the. Don't know why, but I've already taken those pictures, so it is what it is. But anyway, so it is the top of the hour though, so that means we're gonna start heading to the close. But let me get my YouTube up because I forgot to bring that up. Ooh. But anyway, we're gonna start winding down. So we're gonna do the promotion stuff first, and then we're kind of just gonna go go straight from there. So if you want to promote your stuff again, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, my name is MasculineCargo 7. I play video games and other content. I do other content.
Mhm.
Maybe some dog videos. You can find me on Rumble,
Mhm.
YouTube, and Twitch. You can also follow me on X and True Social.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Yeah, no, and again, his links are down below in the description. So either end, you're you're good to go. So make sure if he's give him a look, if he's worth a follow, why not, right?
that's it.
Um,
If you
but
find me
anyway,
entertaining in any way, I do my best. Yeah.
Yep. And he's and of course, thank you, Neuro, for that in the chat. But anyway, from my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or whether on your YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help in being seen more, but it also helps with having other people on, like Masculine Cargo, like at the Real Tomby, and like so many other people's. At the end of the day, I just do this thing because I get to enjoy talking with people across the way, whether they're right next door or basically right next door, but in a different place, as Canada. So there's that. But anyway, any help on the engagement factor on either end is much appreciated. And of course, I have a link down below. If you want to, you can go down there. You'll see my Twitter X link, my email link, my Discord. Give them a follow. Well, thank you for that, Neuro. You see I have a Discord, but it's mostly for DMing. At the end of the day, though, you go down there, check out my other stuff. Much appreciating that. So any help with the engagement factor and link down below, I appreciate it. And of course, there we go. Of course, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be having on the 70s rock fan. I got to ask him on a while back, so had to reschedule because something came up. So tomorrow is the reschedule. So that
Well, I'll
should
be
be
sure to check that out.
Yep, but that will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Cause he just scheduling. I work around my guest schedule, so there's that. And that's for that. Of course, at the end of my show. Well, not the end. I still have a little thing because I'm part of the program, the creative program. So I do my extra bit at the end. But for my guests towards the end of the show, I do this thing called Questions from Hat. That's where I bought a hat on Rumble and I put some questions inside. And so what that means is that you, my guests, get 2 freebie questions. Now, obviously, I'm not monetizing YouTube, so it is what it is. But I am monetizing Rumble. So if people would like more than the 2 questions, all you have to do is give a Rumble rant and I will pull one out. Doesn't matter the amount, 1 to 500, doesn't matter. Either way, you have to pay for a Rumble rant. You have to give a Rumble rant in order to get another question out. Them's the rules. However, because it's your lucky day, thank you to Slidey Pie for giving a Rumble rant. So now you have 3 questions. So
Okay.
let's see how that goes. All right. I'm going to get the first question. My eyes are closed. My eyes are
Hard to
closed.
tell with the sunglasses.
Well, I'm not looking down, that's for sure. Here's the first question.
Okay.
And that question is, what's your favorite way to unwind after a long day?
Most of the time, it's watching funny dog and cat videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you?
Because I don't drink or anything else. So.
Yeah. You try to vocalize the like a cat meowing or a dog barking, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Or dogs doing crazy stunts or something.
Look, and there goes Barco going through that golden flame. Oh, he's a hot dog.
Like I saw one there where the dog was at a dog show and he wasn't even like he was jumping over these fences, but he wasn't running. He was just flying. Like he would just leap through them all. It was really cool to watch. Yeah.
Those dog shows, man. I tell you what, though, they may look good, but they get pampered like no tomorrow just for those shows.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So there's that. All right, here's question number 2.
Okay.
Right here.
Well, you don't have to answer them either, or is it only for your guests?
It's only for my guests because
Oh, okay, okay.
you're the people who get the question. And it
Oh.
probably wasn't here last time, so apologies.
Uh.
What is your least favorite word to say?
That's a good one. Least favorite. Can't.
Can't.
Yeah, can't.
Can't. That's a good one. That's a pretty good one, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of like saying you can't do it. It's like I doubt that.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove you wrong.
You can
on
put
that one.
anything. You can do anything if you put your mind to it,
That's true.
as George McFly once said.
Wait a second. We talk about a man who was inspired by his own son who jumped back in. What was that? Can't, or was that a you? Hey now, hey. I saw how you did that, Nero. Don't you try and do that. Actually, this is the best time to do that. Yep. There we go. Not even updating at all. All right. Last question, unless someone gives a rumble rant. Let's see what it is. Easy one. This is so easy. If you can't answer this, I'm gonna cry. All right. That's about it's going. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Too hot.
Too hot?
I hate winter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
hate-
and it's funny because you live in Canada, but I mean, for me, I don't hate it. It's just I'm not interested in driving on sliding ice or all that stuff. So
you get used to it. The driving part's easy. It's trying to walk. It's a pain.
yeah. Okay, guys, hold on.
It's like 1 minute you'd be looking like down the street,
Yep.
and then your feet are up past your head,
Yep.
and you're looking at the sky. Yeah.
Why can't I move my? Oh.
Just lying there for a second, going, "Oh, I fell." Okay.
Oh man, I was on this before we go. So there's a step, and then there's this driveway, and it's a driveway's at I incline, and so I wasn't, running fast or whatever because that would have been worse. So I was trying to tiptoe down. I did the little slip, and I landed on my thing, and there was a big bruise. Not right on there, but maybe a day or two after, you just saw this big bruise. So
Right.
I healed up, but it was like when I moved up my arm like that at one point, it looks like, oh, that's right, I slipped on ice. Oh yeah, it's not fun. It's
No.
it's not fun. But if you're careful enough, you can get around it. It's freezing rain's the worst though.
Oh yeah, hands down. Yeah. We had a big ice storm in '98. It's when I turned 18, actually. 2 weeks no
man.
power. Yeah.
But-
Thank God for kerosene heaters.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Or if you have a
A fireplace. Yeah.
fireplace, even better.
Yeah.
Someone's like a neuro saying somebody got nuked for calling Melanie back to C word today in the quarters rebel stream. Jeremy did it, not me, so it's permanent. It's his chat. I don't feel sorry for. I mean, don't get me wrong. Melanie Mac has done a lot of things. So there's that. But if you're gonna do it in his chat against his guest, he has every right to do it. So don't expect not to be shown. Someone got nuked for calling Melanie Mac the C word. Yeah, Jeremy did it. So I get that. It's just don't expect any. She's wild, but I love her. Yeah, but she also kind of goes on the deep end too. So it is what it is. But anyway, enough of that one. But again, if you're in someone else's chat and you start going up against a someone's guest, don't expect to be looked friendly upon.
Exactly.
So,
be respectful. Even if you
yeah.
don't like the person, at least try to be respectful.
Yeah, or just sit there and lurk like everyone else does.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, that is the end. Of course, like I said, if you are Rumble Premium, I will be doing my Rumble Premium thing after, which is I show people what I do for setting up for the next stream, and all that stuff. But if not, you still get at least the full point of the show. Nuke the guy is what I meant. Yeah, I know. I got it. I got it, Neuro. He nuked the guy. But if you are not a Rumble Premium user, guess what? You still get the full show. And all that stuff. So 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. All that stuff will be out tonight. So no worries there. And I will get the link out for the creator survey out tonight. I know I did say that, but I forgot. And I was doing other stuff, so I apologize. But anyway, hope to see you all tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. And as always, I end the show with let me find it first. Let me find there we go. One Day with You by Pogo. And of course, again, thank you, chat, for being here. Thank you again, Masculine, for coming back. It was a pleasure as always.
Thank you
And
for having me back.
you're welcome. Yeah, and you're welcome to. You're always welcome back, obviously, but you're welcome to stay for the after if you wish. But beyond that point, I play One Day with You by Pogo, and don't forget to mute yourself so it doesn't bleed in. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.